Hello and welcome everyone to Flat Rock Field here in Flat Rock, Michigan. The Lake Erie Monarchs getting set to face off against the Lima Locos in the series finale and season finale between these two. I'm Kevin Peel. Thanks for tuning in to monarchsradio.com. Unfortunately, only an audio broadcast tonight with impending rain issues. They have me under the tent next to the guys, Brendan Molnar, our statistician, and also our PA guy, Jacob Poverman. So wish us luck in staying dry here tonight as rain is almost imminent and is moving this way. So we're going to try and get in at least 5 innings tonight. So this can be an official game. Neither of these teams will have availability to make this game up. So it's boom or bust tonight for these teams. Lima Locos are 21-11, while the Lake Erie Monarchs are 14-18 on the year. Lima won last night in impressive fashion, 5-4. They were able to outlast the Monarchs, getting a double play to end the game. It's a 7-game spread between these two. The Locos 7 up on the Monarchs, and the Monarchs 4.5 back of the final playoff spot in the North. First pitch, ball 1 to Anthony Amicangelo outside, and we are underway at 8:02, 3 minutes early, as we try to get this game in as quick as possible. Swinging a foul ball hit by Amicangelo down the first baseline, and it's a ball and a strike. Amicangelo hitting .393, appearing in his 25th game, 1 homer and 9 RBIs for the Lima Locos this year. Pitch from Brody Heil, put on the ground, foul, just to the right of the first base foul line, a ball and 2 strikes. Brody Heil from the University of Louisville getting the start here tonight for the Monarchs and hoping to lead them to victory. Here's the pitch from the lefty, swing and a miss. Fastball that he chased for strike 3, and that's the initial out here in the top of the first as Heil picks up his first strikeout. Let's look defensively at the Monarchs. In the outfield, Dyke, Schwarzenberger, Watson left to right. Balgard and Lambo guard the left side of the infield at third and short. Prater and Slattery at second and first guard the right side. Heil and Goudreau, the battery here today for the Monarchs. Next man, Michael Diffley, third baseman. Fastball high and away. Ball 1. Michael Diffley hitting .342 with a homer and 17 RBIs this year for the Locos. 1-0. And Diffley swings and puts a charge into one to deep left. Dyke backing up, looking up helplessly. It's long gone into the parking lot. A massive shot from Michael Diffley to put the Lima Locos on the board here right away. Second homer of the season for Diffley, RBI number 18. And he is now tied for third on the team in RBIs behind Beloso and Brad Croy. What a shot by Michael Diffley, a no-doubter off of Heil to put him in the lead, 1-0. That one got out in a hurry, too. Diffley had the post position like he knew it was a home run. Now strike 1 into the first baseman, Cade Beloso. That might be the most impressive home run hit at this park this year. Ball low and away, ball 1 to Beloso. There haven't been many that have been no-doubters like that one. Well over the scoreboard. Now Beloso swings and hits one towards right center field. Keegan Watson will watch it get caught by the center fielder, Zach Schwarzenberger, drifting towards right center field.
The designated hitter.
And there's the second out here in the top of the first inning, with the Monarchs trailing already by a score of 1-0. And now the batter is Brad Croy. Brad Croy from Bowling Green State University, designated hitter. Pitch low and in, ball 1. Croy was part of the offense last night, helping lead the Locos to a 5-4 win. The pitch. And Croy nails one to left center field. That could be extra bases. It's heading towards the fence. Croy rounds first. He'll get to second base. The throw is coming in late as it missed the cutoff man, Lambo. And it's a double for Brad Croy to boost that .410 batting average. Has a homer and 19 RBIs, and now adds his 7th double of the season to boot. Boy, he swings the bat well, doesn't he? He was hitting the ball hard yesterday was Brad Croy, has been all season for first-year head coach Jared Gaynor, and again does so tonight. Second hit of the inning, and the Locos up 1-0, looking for more. Now the batter is Tyler Simon, starting shortstop, pitch low and away. Ball one. Tyler Simon with a .250 batting average, 3 homers, 12 RBIs this year. Heil from the set position. Throws. Chopper. And it's just foul, fortunately, for Caleb Balgard down the third base line because he tried to backhand the ball and it kicked off his glove. But it was already called a foul ball. Even count at 1 on Tyler Simon with Brad Croy at second. 1-0 Lima here in the top of the first. Simon had a rough start to yesterday's game, grounding into 2 double plays, but ended up with a flyout and a double and a run scored. And all those runs we found out ended up being crucial for Lima. They had to hold on to win. 1-1 from Heil. Swing, fly ball to center. O'Laughlin wasn't moving. Now he's backing up. It's at the fence, and it's off the fence. And this will be extra bases for Simon. He's thinking 3. Throw comes to Prater. His throw to third. The tag, and the runner is safe with an RBI triple. No cheapy triple there for Tyler Simon. An absolute blast to dead center field. Picks up his 13th RBI as he scores Brad Croy from second. That's the second triple of the year for Tyler Simon. And it's 2-0 Lima, top 1. So Brody Heil getting hit around here. Malik Spratling takes ball 1 outside. Gets the start in center field today, does Spratling. And the pitch is low and away. 2-ball count. Spratling has just 2 at-bats this year, 1 for 2. And both of those came last night. There's a swing and a miss. And a fastball tailing away. 2 balls and a strike. Singled and scored in the 7th did Spratling. That's getting it done. And then grounding out in the 9th. 2-1. Ball low. Just a fraction low. 3-1. 3 hits already for Lima. Up 2-0 here in the first. Louisville Cardinal trying to settle down. 3-1 to Spratling, wasted away. A fastball fouled off into diamond number 4, back behind us. Diamond 2, back behind on the right side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Diamond 4 right now is busy with a youth game. 3-2, Spratling looks at strike 3 over the inside corner. Brody Heil gets his second strikeout of the inning, but does not get out of it unscathed. Solo homer for Michael Diffley, RBI triple for Tyler Simon, bringing in Brad Croy. Through a half inning, the Monarchs are down early. They trail Lima 2-0 as the Monarchs come to bat for the first time. Next, you are listening to Monarchs Baseball. Lake Erie Monarchs trailing the Lima Locos 2-0. Tanner Hall getting warmed up, ready to go here in the bottom of the first. While we have a quick moment, let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Lake Erie Monarchs. Top 3 in the order: Caleb Balgard, Will Prater, Alex Lambeau. Middle 3 of Robert Bell, Andrew Dyke, and Keegan Watson. Jake Goodrow, Casey Slattery, Zach Schwarzenberger round out the bottom 3 of the Monarchs order here tonight. Monarchs led the game yesterday 2-1 through the middle innings, and then things fell apart in a bit in the 7th. As Lima was able to put up 2 runs on Evan Floor. They got 2 more in the 9th, and little did we know that those would end up being the deciding factor of that game last night, as the Monarchs came up just short of at least tying, if not winning the game, via a walk-off. Now Caleb Balgard from Indiana will step in on the right side. He will battle with Tanner Hall. Left-handed hurler. Tanner Hall, another all-star for the Locos this year. Out of the windup, delivers the first pitch, a breaking ball for strike 1. Caleb Balgard leading batting average on this Monarchs team, hitting .372. 29th game he's played in. 5 homers, 18 RBIs. Lines 1 to the backstop behind home. No balls and 2 strikes. 35 for 94 at the plate. 21 runs scored for Balgard, which is a team high, by 3 over Will Prater's 18 runs scored. Another 0-2 to the backstop it goes. No balls and 2 strikes. If I was back in my normal spot, they'd be peppering me to start, as both foul balls have been hit back in that direction. Usually behind home plate with our camera set up, but not tonight with the impending rain to this area. Huddled under the tent. 0-2, down low. Ball and 2 strikes on Caleb Balgard. So it gets to be a bit of an more old-time feel with audio only. 1-2, swing and a miss. Balgard missing the high fastball. First strikeout for Tanner Hall tonight. One down here in the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at that starting defensive alignment for the Locos. Spratling, Castelblanco, and McAngelo in the outfield left to right. Diffley and Simon, third and short. Shirley and Beloso at second and first. Hall and Dowdy, the battery. Dowdy doing the catching today. Will Prater next up. Lefty-lefty matchup, wants to slap a bunt, and instead missed it for strike 1. Will Prater swatting .271, 3 RBIs this year. 19th game that Prater has played in. And a high fastball evens up the count, a ball and a strike on Prater. Will Prater was the second out of that bottom of the 9th inning last night. 1-1 curveball right down Broadway. Taking it for strike 2. And he's behind a strike in the count. Tanner Hall doesn't waste too much time up there. 1-2, high and tight, bending Prater away from the fastball. A little chin music. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's maybe not as fast as Tyler Miller, but last night's starter for Lima, but Tanner Hall works pretty quickly. 2-2 on the ground over to second base. Shirley waits, scoops, throws to first, out number 2. First 2 up and down for the Monarchs here in the first. 2-0 Lima in the lead. And the inning will be left in the hands of Alex Lambo. Starting shortstop tonight for the Monarchs from Loyola Marymount University. .304 batting average, 2 home runs, and 18 RBIs. Pitch from Hall. Fastball high and away. Ball 1. Lambo had 3 RBIs in that game yesterday, along with 3 hits. Lambo swings and cracks one to left, but it's right at Malik Spratling, who ends up having to do a bit of a half hop to make the catch. But that's all. Final out here in the bottom of the first. It's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Hall and the Locos. We're through 1 here at Flat Rock Field. Monarchs down 2-0. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. First pitch ball to Jackson Shirley, then a called strike, evens up the count at 1-1. Brody Heil back to work here in the second, down 2-0. Foul ball hit into the catcher's equipment of Jake Goudreau. We'll have to shake that one off. Ball and 2 strikes on Jackson Shirley, the hero of last night's ball game, with his clutch hitting in that ball game. Shirley now on the season hitting .294 with 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And Shirley had a few hits in last night's game. Ground ball fouled on the third base line to keep the count a ball and 2 strikes. Singled in the third last night. Also singled and advanced on an error. That was ultimately that RBI single that he had. Ball outside. Count is 2-2. Just one of the runs earned off of Evan Floor in the 7th. And not only that, had an RBI double in the 9th. Pitch low and away. 3-2 the count on Jackson Shirley here in the top of the second. Heil throws. Back to the screen it goes. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dimensions here at Flat Rock Field. 315 to the right field corner. 325 to the left field corner. Alleyways nearing 360. 375 to dead center field. Payoff. Low, ball 4. And Brody Heil will allow the leadoff man to get on in the top of the second with the Monarchs down a pair of runs.
The catcher,
Here's Braden Dowdy.
Number 2.
Braden Dowdy, catcher tonight, hitting 8th. .333 average, 8 RBIs. 11th game he's played in. Pitch. And a ground ball hit hard towards second. Could be 2. Prater to second for 1. Lambo's throw to first. Not in time. Fielder's choice hit into by Dowdy. He'll replace Jackson Shirley at second base, who was out 4-6.
The center fielder, number 1.
Solidly hit ground ball, but Prater had to maneuver to his left because he didn't have momentum carrying him that way. They weren't able to turn it quite quickly enough. 1 out, top 2, 2-0 Locos. Batter is Mark Castelblanco. Not see him in action last night. Starts in center field tonight, hitting 9th. Pitch high and tight for ball 1. Castelblanco this year with a .254 average, 2 homers and 17 RBIs. Castelblanco hails from Georgia Gwinnett College, a junior from Clarendon, Texas. Hiles 1-0. Swing and a miss. Castelblanco behind a fastball, even count at 1. Castelblanco bats from only the left side. He's 5'8", 175 pounds. Throws left as well. Heil with a look towards first. Break even. Down below the zone. Goudreau able to stop it as it touches the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. That breeze very strong out of the south. And the menacing clouds to the south and the west of us here tonight. That breeze blowing straight out. 2-1 high and tight to Castelblanco. He's ahead 3-1. 13 miles an hour, which it was under 10 miles an hour for a normal wind without gusts last night. But that gust will eventually go up over 15 at times. 3-1 and another high fastball, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, Mark Castelblanco to first. Braden Dowdy will go to second base. Runners at first and second with 1 man out in the visiting half of the second at Flat Rock Field. Lima 2, Lake Erie nothing. Batters Anthony Amicangelo. His second trip to the plate, struck out his first time. Heil looking in for the sign. Looks towards second. Delivers. And ground ball hit hard to second. Prater stops it. Spins. Throws to second for 1. Lambos will pump fake a throw to first. And just hold on to the baseball. Fielder's choice hit into by Anthony Amicangelo. Up to third base goes Dowdy, but Castelblanco out 4-6. That was essentially the exact same ground ball that Braden Dowdy hit moments ago. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and the inning is up to Michael Diffley, who's already blasted off here tonight, hitting a no-doubter to left into the parking lot to give Lima the early lead. And Diffley with a big swing again, and it's fouled back. No balls and a strike. When you get a home run hit that well in that direction, you got to watch out because there are parked cars back there, and Diffley had a big hop off the concrete and then was going towards those cars. One of them in a bit more of the background is mine. 0-1 is a strike over the inside corner. Runner takes off for second, and Amicangelo will swipe successfully. Gaudreau put the ball in his back pocket. Amicangelo with his 6th steal in 9 tries. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, 0-2 count on Diffley. Pitch. Diffley, fly ball, hit towards left center. Going over, still going over, making a diving catch. Nope, gets past him. Schwarzenberger couldn't come up with it. At least a 2-run double for Diffley. He's trying for 3. Prater's off-balance throw is airmailed towards home plate. And it's a 2-run triple for Michael Diffley, who already has 3 RBIs tonight. And the Lima Locos have a 4-0 lead here in the second. Diffley didn't look like he got all of it, but just got enough to hit it into the alleyway and made it an impossible play for Schwarzenberger. And so the Monarchs in a world of hurt now, 4-0 in the second. And still a man at third with 2 outs for the dangerous Cade Beloso. Fastball, high ball, 1. Beloso flew out to center his first time. Beloso, by the way, coming into tonight, .327 average, 4 homers, 25 knocked in. Fastball off the outside corner, 2 balls and no strikes. Brody Heil, the pitcher against him, is from LaGrange, Kentucky. 6 feet, 194 pounds. Throws out of his left hand. An upcoming sophomore with the Cardinals. 2-0. Beloso with a fly ball back to the screen behind home. 2 balls and a strike. 2 down here in the second. 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings for Lima, but they're not done yet here in the second. Beloso pops one up. Moving over, Dyke, still going, and we lost it in the corner. Don't believe Dyke made the catch. Nope, he did not. Beloso is heading back to the left-handed batter's box. And that's the interesting thing about our perspective here down the third base line. The dugout is in the way of our viewing point, so I would have to get out of my perch actually to look at the ball as it goes to the corner. That's how tight of an angle it is. Dyke was in full sprint the entire way. It dropped in foul ground, though. And so Beloso's still alive at 2-2. Heil took too long. Started to come home, but time was called by Aaron Woodbury, the home plate umpire, calling the balls and strikes tonight. And Frank Barquette, the base umpire, out behind Brody Heil. 2-2, Beloso back to the screen. Again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lima and Lake Erie split the opening series between these 2 teams back in June. Both 3-2 victories. First game going to Lake Erie, second to Lima. 2-2, just off the outside corner. Full count to Cade Beloso with Michael Diffley at third base. 4-0 Lima. Beloso at the open stance. Heil delivers home. Fastball well outside. Ball 4. Walks a problem in this inning for Brody Heil. He has 3 of them in this frame alone. Inning continues. And now Brad Merritt will come out, pitching coach, to have a word with Brody Heil. Well, fans, want to remind you that the upcoming series against the Saginaw Sugar Beets has been changed already. Tomorrow's game, due to a complete washout forecast prediction for tomorrow, tomorrow's game has already been postponed in Saginaw. It was supposed to be a 1:30 start tomorrow afternoon. It will not be played. They're going to try and get in a doubleheader on Sunday, I would assume, although that's not the official word. But I'm just relaying what I heard from our GM, Jim DeSena, that, tomorrow's game is rained out, so prepare yourselves for a doubleheader, which will take place in Saginaw on Sunday, as the Monarchs will look to get that 2-game series in one day. And you can hear and maybe even watch the action over monarchsradio.com. Monarchs home for 5 of their last 6 games after this weekend. Brad Croy in the batter's box for the second time. The meeting is over. Pitch to Croy, and he foul tips one into the mitt for strike 1. 4-0 Lima, top of the second. 4 hits already for the Locos. 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. Brad Croy is one of them. He doubled and scored in the first. Fastball over the outside edge. No balls and 2 strikes. Bit of a lengthy meeting for Brad Merritt and Brody Heil. Jake Goudreau joining in on the festivities as well. 0-2 on the way. Pop up. That will land itself foul back behind home. Couple fans going to get the baseball over in diamond number 2. No balls and 2 strikes. I'll tell you, the youth teams are the ones that are the lucky ones here today. They got their games in nice and early, and they will not be darting raindrops here tonight. 0-2, Croy chases a breaking ball, a beauty from Brody Heil. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Heil now through 2 innings. But this game is in favor of Lima. 4-0, middle of the second inning. You are listening to Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Robert Bell takes his cuts to begin the bottom of the second. Monarchs trailing 4-zip. And Bell swings the first pitch and lines it down the third base line, caught by Diffley, who's been all over the baseball hitting it so far today. And he also makes the catch, a backhanded grab on Robert Bell's liner to start the second. First 4 Monarchs have been retired here tonight by Tanner Hall, all-star pitcher for the Lima Locos. Andrew Dyke in the batter's box, strike 1 to him. Knee high, outside corner. Dyke from the University of Illinois, 250 average, 3 homers, 10 driven in. 0-1. Bouncer in, stopped by Dowdy. Even count, add a ball and a strike. Bell, Dyke, Watson due up here in the second for the Monarchs. Bell already out. 1-1 fastball. Blazes over the outside corner. Make it a ball and 2 strikes. Game number 33 of the season for Lake Erie here tonight. 41 total to be played. 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Although 2 of those likely to be played Sunday. Dyke takes a fastball over the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Woodbury punches him out of there. Tanner Hall with 2 strikeouts through 5 batters. 2 quick outs here in the second for the Monarchs. We're down 4-0. Now the batter's Keegan Watson, starting right fielder. Watson looks at a breaking ball, low and in for ball 1. Watson hitting 173 runs batted in this year out of the University of Nebraska. 1-0 fastball at the knees. Even it up. Ball and a strike. Lights already on. It being after 8 o'clock, but there are clouds everywhere also. 1-1 low and in. 2-1. 75 degrees at first pitch tonight. Cloudy conditions with imminent rain coming, it appears. And south winds at 13. Fastball inside corner just below the belt. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Keegan Watson with 2 down in the second. 4-0 Lima. Watson does not wear batting gloves. Fastball rung up, strike 3. Inside corner, another beauty of a pitch. It's an 11-pitch inning for Tanner Hall, who has made it look easy through 2. 4-run advantage for the Lima Locos as we venture to the third. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Tyler Simon leads off the events in the third inning. Lima Locos 4 and the Lake Erie Monarchs nothing here at Flat Rock Field. Simon, Spratling, Shirley. A lot of S's there. 5, 6, and 7 in the order coming up for the Locos. Locos wearing the spiffy blue and orange uniforms once again tonight. Fastball inside corner, strike 1 from Brody Heil. They remind me of the Florida Gators colors, do the Lima Locos. 0-1, swing and a miss. Behind a changeup was Simon, no balls and 2 strikes. Orange stripes on the sleeves and also a big orange stripe across the chest. That's where Lima is in gray. 0-2 bounces in, ball 1. Locos in orange. Right underneath it was the stripe turns into a gray portion. The jersey mostly blue. 1-2. And Simon slaps one to left center. That's a base hit. Out in front of Zach Schwarzenberger, who will scoop it up. Hit number 5 for the Lima Locos through 2+ innings off of Brody Heil. They have the 4-0 edge. And the batter is now Malik Spratling, who was rung up back in the first. Gray slacks for Lima, singular blue stripe down the side. And the blue batting helmets. Runner takes off right away. Fastball, high ball 1. Slung down there by Gaudreau. It bounces away and into center field. That's going to allow Simon to get an extra 90 feet. So Simon will steal a base and then advance via the throwing error by Jake Gaudreau. E2. And just like that, it goes from a man at first and nobody out to a man at third and nobody out. Not quite the situation the Monarchs wanted there. Spratling takes a fastball high. 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler Simon, that's his 13th stolen base, has only been caught 3 times. 2-0 fastball rides high and away. 3-0 behind is Brody Heil. Now tied for second on the team in stolen bases is Simon with Diffley. They are both behind John Privatera, who has 14. 3-ball delivery. Outside, ball 4, walk to Malik Spratling. 4 walks for Brody Heil, and all of them have come over the last 2 innings.
Shirley, number 13.
Lima has scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and they're threatening to get at least 2 here in the third. 2 men on and nobody out. Here's Jackson Shirley, who walked in the second inning to lead off the frame. Shirley watches a fastball go outside for ball 1. Heil was able to get that command a little more under control in the second inning after his meeting with Brad Merritt on the mound, but has struggled this inning. 1-0, blows a fastball by him. Ball and a strike. Numbers on Brody Heil this year, room for improvement. 1-3 record, a 6.03 ERA. 6th start being made for Brody. Break-even pitch coming. Line to the backstop. Ball and 2 strikes on Shirley. 28 1/3 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts to 7 walks. So in reality, that ratio has been great, over 4-1 coming into this game, but it's not been fantastic tonight. 30 hits allowed through those 28 1/3 innings. 1-2. Shirley rung up, strike 3, backdoored him with the breaking ball. Well, right on cue. 4 strikeouts now for Brody Heil, along with those 4 walks. 4-0 Locos, top of the third. Runners at the corners and 1 out. Now a ground ball could get you out of this inning. Braden Dowdy, the batter. He did hit a ground ball to second, grounding into a fielder's choice in the second. Heil, the lefty, hurls it. Low and in for a ball. Runner bluffs going. Malik Spratling then goes back to first base after taking about 2.5 steps towards second. Goudreau all the way was focused on Tyler Simon, who was trying to steal home if given the opportunity, which he was not. Goudreau held on to the baseball. 1-0. And a swing and a miss. Huge swing from Dowdy. He was going for the fences and probably going for a further home run than Michael Diffley hit in the first. Even count at 1-1. And instead of a throw towards home, it's a throw over to first. Check the base runner. Back in safely. Locos have blue caps. The logo's white and orange, the double L's with a baseball on the right side of it. And an orange lid. Swing and a miss. Chasing a high heater was Dowdy. Stealing a base is Malik Spratling. Goudreau just held on to the baseball. Didn't want Simon to think about coming home. So there goes the double play opportunity. 3, third, and second, the base runners now occupy with 1 out in the third. 4 runs for the Locos, nothing yet for the Monarchs. Locos dugout cheering on their teammate Braden Dowdy. Infield comes in on the 1-2, and Dowdy will line it to the vacant seats down the first base line. Ball and 2 strikes. Well, a later start plus the impending threat of rain keeping some of the faithful away here tonight, as you would probably expect. 1-2. And an inside strike 3 right at the knees. 2 straight strikeouts looking for Brody Heil, who's already up to 5 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings. 2 down, top of the third. Lima 4, Lake Erie nothing. Runners at second and third for Mark Castelblanco. Walked in the second inning, did Mark. Brody Heil's pitch. Breaking ball low and away. 1-0. Last start for Heil was by far his best of the season. And a win over the Scouts last Thursday night, July 12th. The 1-0. Fastball got the inner edge at the knees. 1-1 on Castelblanco. Heil threw 8 innings, got the win. Allowed just 2 earned runs, 5 hits, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Faced 30 batters. Impressive stuff. The 1-1. Castelblanco fouls one straight backwards. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind blowing that flag more towards the left field corner from the right field corner. Still out of a mostly southward direction. 1-2 from Heil. Castelblanco up the middle, he hits it. Prater can't backhand it, goes into center field for a base hit. Castelblanco will reach. Both runners are going to score, and it's another 2-run frame, 6-0. Going to give an error, actually, to Will Prater on that play. A ball that was hard to get to, but should have made the play. And so it's going to be 2 runs coming in to score, and both of them going to be unearned against Brody Heil. So now Brad Merritt will come out and have a chat with his pitcher. Is he going to end the day for Brody Heil? He may, as Heil has already allowed 6 runs, although a maximum of 4 of those are going to be earned, as this inning should be over. Monarchs already with 2 errors here today, and actually both errors are in this inning. So it would have been debatable if those runs were earned anyway, but they are now definitely unearned, as that ball should have ended the inning. Monarchs also had an error come back to hurt them last night and debatably cost them the game. So a new pitcher is coming on for the Monarchs, as Brody Heil is only able to go 2 2/3 tonight. We'll chat about that in just a moment. Monarchs trail 6-0. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Brendan Lovell, the Western Michigan Bronco, on to pitch for the Monarchs. Been a rough start here tonight in Flat Rock. 6-0 Lima already in the lead. And Brendan Lovell going to have to try and settle down the damage here. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left on for Lima so far, although they do have a man at first base right now. Monarchs with no runs, no hits, 2 errors, and nobody left on base so far. So now Anthony Amicangelo will come to bat for the 2nd time. Struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. Make that his 3rd time up. Brody Heil had not thrown less than 4 innings in his 5 previous starts, but this will be his shortest start of the season, only 2 2/3 tonight. Runner takes off, and the throw will be late. Stolen base for Mark Castelblanco. He's able to get to second. Lima using that speed to their advantage to make things tough. Castelblanco now with his 7th steal of the season. He has not been caught yet. Pitch from Brendan Lovell. Fastball, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Lovell is 6'2", 185 pounds, from Western Michigan. Sophomore from Scotts, Michigan. Right-hander, works from the set position, and time will be called by Aaron Woodbury at home plate. It will be granted for Jake Gaudreau. Anthony Amicangelo, the leadoff hitter for this Locos team. Lovell's pitch. And a curveball is tapped back to the fencing behind home. Ball and 2 strikes. Numbers on Brody Heil, 66 pitches, 2 2/3 innings. Faced the lineup 2 complete turns. 18 batters faced. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, 5 hits, 6 runs, could be 7. He's responsible for the man at second, which is Castelblanco. 4 earned runs on the night. 0-2 and another line drive. That was a missile hit foul. Well out of play and well into diamond number 2. Still nothing in 2 on Anthony Amicangelo. Lovell looks towards second and comes home. Curveball outside. Ball and 2 strikes. So Heil gives way to Brendan Lovell here in the third after Heil allowed 2 runs in each of the first 3 innings. Although the 2 runs in this inning, not his fault. 2 defensive miscues. 1-2. Amicangelo swings and misses. Strike 3. He's out of there. And Brendan Lovell picks up his first strikeout. But the damage is done as Lima gets 2 more runs on a hit, 2 errors, and they leave a man at second. Middle of the third, 6-0 Locos. You are listening to Monarchs Baseball. Home half of the third. It's not been friendly to the home team tonight. This ball game, 6-0 Locos. Looking for the sweep. Strike 1. Jake Gaudreau takes a curveball at the knees, down the middle. Tanner Hall has started with quite a few of those curveballs. Start off at bats. Now he gets Gaudreau off balance. He'll chop one to the first base dugout. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Tanner Hall has twirled 2 perfect innings so far. 0-2. Rung him up. Strike 3. High fastball. 3 straight strikeouts looking for the Monarchs batting order. 4 strikeouts for Tanner Hall through 7 batters. And Gaudreau's 192 average with 2 homers and 7 RBIs will drop for the time being. Here's Casey Slattery. First baseman tonight for the Monarchs, hitting the 8-hole. Pitch from Hall. Fastball, strike 1. Casey Slattery with a 125 average and 4 RBIs this season. 0-1 will bounce in. A ball and a strike. Slattery hitting left-handed. 1-1 from Hall. Another low ball. Fastball missed, 2-1. 27th game that Slattery has played in. The bat just hasn't quite come around for him yet. Cal Berkeley Golden Bear. 2-1 is outside. 3 balls and a strike. Slattery from California. Los Angeles, in fact. 3-1. Check swing on a ball low and away. Ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Casey Slattery. That's the first base runner to get on against Tanner Hall tonight. It comes in the 3rd on a close borderline fastball that just missed the zone. So now that brings up Zach Schwarzenberger. Starting center fielder, switch hitter. He'll bat on the right side against the lefty, Tanner Hall. Man on with nobody, rather 1 out here in the 3rd. Fastball high and away, ball 1. Locos 4, Monarchs nothing. Zach Schwarzenberger hitting .232 with no homers and 5 RBIs this year. Nearly hit a home run last night. Hit a ball to deep right field, made it to the warning track. Looked like it was going to be his first home run, although the wind kept it in the park. 1-0, liner to center. That will get down for a base hit in front of Castelblanco. Monarchs trying to start a rally here. They begin after the strikeout to Gaudreau with a walk and a single. Slattery is up to second base, and Schwarzenberger is at first. Here's Caleb Balgard. The Indiana Hoosier 0 for 1. Whiffed his first time up against Tanner Hall. Tanner Hall from Mercer University. D1 school. Mercer Bear. Pitch and a curveball down low. 1-0. Upcoming junior is Tanner Hall. 6 foot, 190 pounds from Warner Robins, Georgia. Look towards second. 1-0. And Balgard pops one up. Should find its way on a play. Beloso not investigating. 1-1. Tanner Hall got the start in the All-Star game for the North Division. Struck out 2 and faced the minimum on Tuesday night. 1-1 over the inside corner. And Balgard not pleased. It was in on the hands. Strike 2. One out here in the 3rd. 2 runners on for the Monarchs. Down 6. Tanner Hall from the stretch. He delivers. And in on the hands, popped up, out of play. Hall has been so effective getting that ball tight to hitters as of late. Tanner Hall has a 2-1 record with a 3.37 ERA. 7th appearance, 6th start. 29 in the 3rd innings. 32 strikeouts to 5 walks. 32 hits allowed. 1-2, Balgard a check swing on a ball low and away. They'll appeal to Frank Barquette, the base umpire. He said that he did not go. 32 strikeouts to 5 walks, over 6-1. And so that walk that he had earlier on in this inning, a rarity, just his 6th of the season. 2-2, Balgard with a fly ball hit to center. Castelblanco going back a couple steps, hauls it in. He was gearing up to make a throw towards 3rd base, but no one advancing. So Balgard gets under 1, pops out to center. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Monarchs with runners at 1st and 2nd. Down a half dozen. Here's Will Prater. Will Prater with a rollout to 2nd. His first time up here tonight against Tanner Hall. Hall only pitched 1 inning in the All-Star game, and he only pitched 1 inning in his last appearance. Prater with a chopper foul, 3rd base side. No balls and a strike. Came out of the pen, faced 3 against the Grand Lake Mariners last Saturday. What was a 7-3 win. Struck out 1. So a lockdown inning when you need one. 0-1 on the way. Prater will take a breaking ball inside. Good take. Looked like it was over the inside corner. He's able to lay off. Ball and a strike. Tanner Hall is just north of 20 years old. Turned 20 on March 23rd of this year. 1-1. And a ground ball hit to second. Tough hop for Shirley. Fields it ear high. Soft toss on to first. Well in time. Out number 3. The Monarchs get a hit and a walk, but will strand 2 on and do not score in the third. It's time for the 4th inning. After the break, Lima 6, Lake Erie nothing. You're listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Almost 9 o'clock here in the Eastern Time Zone. And the Lima Locos, a third of the way through this game, in command. 6-zip. Looking for the sweep. And another game gained on the Lake Erie Monarchs. Monarchs took the tough L last night, 5-4. Now they got to deal with Michael Diffley to lead off this top of the 4th inning, who has been active tonight. Diffley will stare at ball 1 well outside. Skips past Goodrow, 1-0. Brendan Lovell in for his second batter. We'll try to get through his first full inning of work after relieving Brody Heil. 1-0. Diffley able to lay off a pitch outside. 2-0. Michael Diffley has gotten the hard parts of his cycle bid out of the way already. Solo homer in the first, triple in the second. 2-0, a high pop-up will make its way well out of the ballpark. Foul first base side. 2-1. But Diffley is battling a couple things. Could be battling the time element with rain coming and likely. Fastball low, ball 3. And also, of course, facing the pitcher on the mound, Brendan Lovell, and this Monarchs defense, which has 2 errors tonight. Only had 1 last night, but it was a costly one. 3-1 is a ground ball up the middle. Fielding, throwing, Prater, and it will get past Casey Slattery at first. And it will be E4 on Will Prater. That is the 3rd error on the Monarchs already.
Number 35, Cade Belazzo, number 35.
Yeah, it was borderline, although it looked like if Prater made a clean throw that it would have been in time to get Michael Diffley at first. Maybe put an asterisk next to that one, though, if he does, in fact, get a double later in this game. Pitch to Cade Beloso, and the curveball's over the outside corner, strike 1. Beloso with a fly out and a walk here tonight. 6-0 Locos, top half of the 4th. Beloso staring at a Lovell, who tosses over to first to check Diffley. He slides back in. Michael Diffley very helpful before yesterday's game. I was trying to clarify some pronunciations with him. He was giving of his time just a few minutes before the game. 0-1. And a curveball over the inside corner. Strike two. Also, Jared Gaynor, very giving of his time for the Locos. Gaynor, first year with the Lima Locos, he took over for Brian Garman, who moved into a role in minor league baseball, their former skipper. Another throw over to first, and back safely is Michael Diffley. That was a big thing for the league. It was all over the webpage. And now a swing and a ground ball cracked through the right side. Base knock for Beloso. So an error and a single for the Lima Locos. They just are not slowing down here tonight. 2 runs in each of the first 3 innings. They get the first 2 men on here in the 4th off of Brendan Lovell. Second baseman Prater was shading slightly towards second, and a ball that maybe would have been a little more routine ended up finding grass in right field because of the effect of that runner at first. Now here's the dangerous Brad Croy. Double and a strikeout for Croy tonight. He's also scored a run. Croy takes a breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. Of course, the Gray Lake Summer Collegiate League has had many a player or manager advance to the minor league ranks. Ground ball foul. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. So Garman just an extension of that. I think he found his way in with the Los Angeles Angels, if I'm correct. My memory serves me well. 0-2, and Croy pops one up, out of play, third base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Brian Garman, along with coaching the Lima Locos last year, was also the pitching coach for Northwestern Ohio before accepting the job with the High A team. Now a ball get away in the dirt. Wild pitch coming up. Diffley up to third and Cade Beloso up to second. First wild pitch of the night for the Monarchs. This one going to Brendan Lovell. There goes the double play opportunity. And the infield will have to come in. Monarchs down 6-0 with the dangerous Brad Croy up in the batter's box. Nobody out in the 4th. Lovell. Set. He throws. Fastball. Down goes Croy. Strike 3. It was elevated, outer half, and Croy wasn't expecting that. He goes down on strikes. Runners at second and third, 1 out, top of the 4th. Lima 6, Lake Erie 0. 2 strikeouts already for Brendan Lovell through his first 4 batters. Brian Garman was named the assistant coach of the Inland Empire 66ers in the California League. Ball low to Tyler Simon. RBI triple in the first, single in the 3rd inning for Simon. He's also scored a run tonight. They're located in San Bernardino, California. Now a line drive, hit to center, right at Schwarzenberger. Makes the catch. Runner's coming home. Schwarzenberger's got a little momentum. The throw is on the mark, but a little behind. Now trying to move up to third is Beloso. The throw gets away from Goodrow and down into left field. Beloso going to score, and the Lima Locos have an 8-0 lead here in the 4th. Sacrifice fly for Tyler Simon to drive in his 2nd run of the day. And then the subsequent throwing error, allowing another run to come in. 4 errors on the Monarchs already here tonight. So it's 8-0. Malik Spratling Fastball high to him, ball one. Spratling has been rung up, also walked and scored a run in the third. Pitch on the way. And grounder through for a base knock into center. Spratling, now in his first 5 at-bats, has 2 hits this season. So he's doing something right. Second hit of the inning for the Lima Locos, who lead it 8-0. 8 runs on 8 hits now. And the batter's Jackson Shirley. He'll swing and miss. Strike one. Two hits in the inning, also 2 errors in the inning. I was 1 run or error short. Or was I? Nope, I wasn't. They do have 4 at this point in the game. Pitch low and away. Ball and a strike. Monarchs have had quite a few miscues this year, but this early in the game, they might be knocking on the door of a season high by game's end. 1-1, Shirley grooves a curveball to deep left field, backing up on it. Dyke still backing up. One hops the fence. Hanging up to third is Spratling, and he will get there. Now he might be caught off the bag. He's going to be in a rundown. Balgard will toss to home plate. Gaudreau now to third, the tag, and the man's out of there as Will Prater comes over to tag the runner out. So that's going to be 7-6-5-2-4. Wow, that's your everyday put out, and that will end the inning. Lima will not score any more. However, they get 2 more, and they lead it 8-0 as the bottom of the 4th is coming up next. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. More run support for Tanner Hall. Not like he's needed it. He has been outstanding so far, but his team has given him an 8-run cushion as the bottom of the 4th inning begins. Pitch to Alex Lambo from Hall, and it's a ball in. 1-0. Tanner Hall worked around a walk and a single in that last inning. Alex Lambo 0 for 1 with a line out today. Strike one. At home plate, evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Lambo, Bell, Dyke, 3, 4, and 5 in the Monarchs order. The lefty delivers. And swinging over the top of a curveball is Alex Lambo. A ball and 2 strikes. It's been deuces wild on the scoreboard so far for the Locos. 2 runs in each of the first 4 innings. Ball bounces in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Don't see that every day with a team scoring that amount 4 consecutive times. But they've been consistent. They've been aggressive against the Monarchs pitching staff. 2-2 is low. Full count on Lambo. Although it is getting darker, so it's harder to see the outlines of the clouds. But there seems to be some menacing clouds to the south. 3-2, low and in, ball 4. Leadoff walk allowed by Tanner Hall, third base runner for the Monarchs. Although the rain has continuously held off to this point, looked like a really bad line of storms was coming to the south of us in Toledo, but was breaking up as it approached Lake Erie. And I think Lake Erie is helping out a lot tonight in breaking up menacing rounds of storms. Curveball low and in, ball 1. Although I don't know if the lake is going to be able to stop the rain that's coming tomorrow. Pretty much across the entire mitten, the state of Michigan, in line for a soaking. 1-0 from Hall. And gets some dust out of the glove of Dowdy. He's swinging a miss on the hard ball, 1-1. Bell lined out to third on the first pitch of the second inning. His first cut of the game. Break even from Hall. Almost hit him. Able to get his arms up and out of the way was Bell. 2-1 count. Couple games already canceled today due to rain. We'll go into that Great Lakes League scoreboard here in just a moment. 2-1. Swing and a miss. And Bell is now in an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs in the white home jerseys, as per usual, with the white slacks and navy blue pinstripes. Green stirrups with 2 white stripes, a blue stripe in between those. 2-2. Bell chases a high one, strike 3. Another K for Tanner Hall. That's 5. Staying put at first is Alex Lambo. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th. Monarchs down 8-0. Andrew Dyke, one of those strikeout victims, his first time. Pitch on the way. Dyke with a pop-up, slicing foul. First base side. No balls and a strike. Keegan Watson waiting on deck for the Monarchs. Lambo with decent speed over there at first. See if he gets the green light. 0-1. And it's outside, a ball and a strike. But trying to erase an 8-0 deficit cannot be done overnight. Monarchs got to try chipping away here as we are into the middle innings of this contest. 1-1. Dyke with a liner to the backstop. Ball and 2 strikes. Jared Gaynor, we were talking a little bit about the Lima coaching staff. The 4th inning. Tim Brown in his first year on the other side for the Lake Erie Monarchs as the skipper. Bradley Merritt, first year pitching coach. Dale Gray, first year as an assistant. 1-2 outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Although Dale Gray isn't an assistant coach, he's the director of ballpark operations, and he also coaches over at first base. He was Irish Hills Leprechaun skipper past 2 years. Another liner to the backstop. Still 2-2 on Dyke. The first Irish Hills Leprechaun skipper in franchise history. It's now given way to Dylan Hamilton this year. 2-2 is high. Full count on Dyke, who's been able to really battle with Hall to get this full count. That was Hall's first full count when pitching to Alex Lambo. This is his second. Here it is. And it's high, ball 4. So the Monarchs with patience able to get a couple walks. Can they string together runs, though? Lima 8, Lake Erie nothing. Bottom half of the 4th here in Flat Rock. Just 1 out in the inning. 10 men at first and second for Watson, who went down looking in the 2nd inning. Lights on in full effect as we are at 9:15. Watson, foul ball, heading well right of home. 0-1. So impressive for Tanner Hall to get the ball in the All-Star game. He pitched a complete game gem earlier on this season on the 26th. 0-1 high and away, 1-1. Didn't allow a run. 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, faced 31 that night. Just 4 above the minimum. Did not walk a batter. 1-1. And a line drive to left center. That's a base hit. This could get the Monarchs on the board. Lambo rounds third. He's heading home. Heading into third is Dyke. He will get in ahead of the throw. And Keegan Watson will advance on the throw. RBI single for Keegan Watson to drive in a run. And the Monarchs trail at 8-1. Runners in scoring position, 2 of them in fact. Watson picks up RBI number 4 of the season. Hit that ball into a great area. So there you go. Put a little chink in the armor of Tanner Hall, who has been lights out through the first 3 innings. Strike 1 to Jake Goodrow. He went down looking to begin the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Monarchs picking up their 2nd hit of the game a moment ago. Goodrow swings at a high fastball and misses. No balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Hall's been peppering him with breaking balls early, especially in that first at bat. 0-2 is in the dirt for ball 1. Able to lay off the breaker. Nice waist pitch. Hall comes home. Ground ball over to first. Backhanded by Beloso. He's going to let the run come in. RBI ground out for Goodrow. 3 unassisted. But drives in Andrew Dyke. At this point in time, the Locos not too worried about that run coming in. Up to third goes Keegan Watson. Monarchs trail at 8-2 now here in the bottom half of the 4th. So you see the theme here. Monarchs can string together 2-run innings. They'll get back into this game. Casey Slattery takes a fastball high, ball 1. Slattery walked his first time today. The pitch. Breaking ball at the knees. Even it up, 1-1. 2 runs on 2 hits now for the Monarchs. Slattery, fastball outside, gets to the backstop. Coming home, Keegan Watson. He's going to score on the wild pitch. And the Lake Erie Monarchs have almost cut this lead in half. It's 8-3 now here in the bottom of the 4th. So don't look now. I mean, they've put together a nice 3-run inning. Not quite done yet. 2 outs in it, though, and the base is empty for Slattery. Swings at a high heater and misses. Even count at 2-2 with 2 down. Monarchs trail now by just 5. But that 8-run lead looks insurmountable coming into this inning. 8-3 is the score. Inside curveball, missed the mark from Hall, who really was coasting. Had to work to get out of that last inning, but he had just 23 pitches through his first 2 innings, retired the first 6 he faced. Foul ball hit by Slattery. And now Hall has 3 full counts in this inning alone. That pitch count really going up. Although he hasn't had a ton of lengthy outings outside of that 9-inning shutout that he threw. Fastball by the bat of Casey Slattery, swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Tanner Hall, and his 6th of the game. That ends it. But the Monarchs do get 3 runs to come in. They capitalize on an RBI single by Keegan Watson, an RBI ground out by Jake Goodrow, and a wild pitch. And at the end of 4, it's 8-3 Locos in the lead. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Top of the 5th inning here in Flat Rock. Brendan Lovell will look to keep this game 8-3. Monarchs trying to get on the comeback train. Pun intended. Braden Dowdy takes a fastball inside, ball 1. Grounding into a fielder's choice tonight is Dowdy. He also has struck out. Locos, of course, short for Locomotives. 1-0 inside, gets off the glove of Gaudreau to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes. And as we have ventured now to the 5th inning, let's take a look at that updated scoreboard. Not as much baseball as we thought would be going on today. 2-0. Pop up, left side. Balgard near the fence. And not able to put it away. And he did get the out. So the catch was made. Again, that was out of our range. Catch made in foul ground by Balgard. And there's 1 out now in the top of the 5th. Here's Mark Castelblanco, who has walked, reached on air, and stole a base tonight. 5 games in action tonight of the 7. Castelblanco airs 1 straight back. Jazz and Joe's have not gotten up and running, which makes me think that's delayed or rain. Not quite sure, but they haven't started action there in Hamilton. 0-1 inside to the lefty Castelblanco, 1-1. Bottom of the 7th in Muskegon, it's all Clippers over the St. Clair Green Giants, 8-0. St. Clair a game back of Lima in the standings. Lima regained the North Division lead with their win last night. 1-1 fastball skips to the backstop, 2-1. Cincinnati Steam lead the Galleon Graders 7-1. That's in the 8th. Cincinnati leading by a half game in the South over the Southern Ohio Copperheads. 2-1 inside. 3-1 on Castelblanco. Saginaw Sugar Beets 5. Xenia Scouts 1. That game's down at Grady's Field in Xenia, bottom 3. Sugar Beets in 3rd in the North. 8-0. We'll make it 8-3 here. Locos leading the Monarchs in the 5th. And 2 cancellations. One of them important for the South Division, although they're all important. Fastball outer half, strike 2. Full count, Brendan Lovell pitching to Mark Castelblanco. Irish Hills Leprechauns and the Grand Lake Mariners not able to get off the ground today. Canceled. Southern Ohio Copperheads, Licking County Settlers, postponed. Rain. High and in, ball 4. And Castelblanco draws a walk. Second time he has walked out of the 9-hole. He has been on base all 3 times tonight. Now the top of the order for Lima, down up 8-3. 1 out in the 5th. Anthony Amicangelo for 3, 2 strikeouts and a fielder's choice. He has hit in 2 tonight. And Southern Ohio has already had a cancellation this year against the Lake Erie Monarchs in Athens. Fastball. Anthony's outside corner, 0-1. So that can either play to your advantage, because then it's based on winning percentage if you are the division winner or in second place. Of course, everyone trying to win the division so you get the bye and don't have to play in the play-in game like the Monarchs did last year. 0-1 is high for a ball. Throw down to try and get Castelblanco, who's attempting to steal. Throw pulled Prater off the bag, and the tag was not in time. A ball and a strike on Amicangelo. Stolen base for Castelblanco, who is 8 for 8 this year in stolen bases. Second of the night. So Southern Ohio entering tonight technically should have played the same amount of games as the Cincinnati Steam at this point in the season. Steam has played 33, Copperheads 32. The pitch is high. 2-1 on Amicangelo. But because of the rain out against the Monarchs, Southern Ohio half game back because they're down 1 in the win column to Cincinnati. But winning percentage could favor them later on. 2-1. Amicangelo, a Baltimore chop to short, fielded by Lambo, throws to second, and Prater got the tag down on Castelblanco, who was a little too far off the second base bag. So an interesting fielder's choice.
The
to say the least,
Number 20,
as Castle Blanco's out
Diffley,
6-4
29.
on the Amicangelo bouncer to short. Heads up play by Lambo. Normally in that situation, you're trying to get the guy heading to first, and that's usually your only play, seemingly, but not that time. Castle Blanco too far off. Here's Michael Diffley. Diffley's 4th time up. Takes strike 1. Diffley with a solo homer in the first, triple in the second, reached on an error in the 4th. He has scored 2 runs tonight. That error was a borderline infield single, but a good throw would have gotten him out at first. So that error was charged to Will Prater. Drawing a throw over there first is Amicangelo back in safely. So as of right now, 8 hits for the Locos. Runner bluffs taking off. Called strike at the knees to Diffley, who's behind 2 strikes. 2 outs in the 5th. 8-3 Lima. And that's a big game between Irish Hills and Grand Lake, especially for Irish Hills, who's 2.5 back of Saginaw in the standings right now for that final playoff spot in the north. Pop up by Diffley, straight up the elevator shaft. Lovell can't find it, needs help. Gaudreau can't find it. Slattery has to come in from first, and he'll put it away. Out number 3. So fortunately, Casey Slattery is able to track it down. Lima will leave a man on, and for the first time tonight, they do not score in an inning. Middle of the 5th, Lima 8, Lake Erie 3. You're listening to Monarchs Baseball. Zach Schwarzenberger up to lead off the 5th. Ball outside. From Tanner Hall, 1-0. Schwarzenberger with a single tonight for the Monarchs. But was left at first. 1-0 at the knees. Strike 1. Schwarzenberger, Balgard, Prater. 9-1-2 in the order for the Monarchs, who are down 8-3. Pitch from Hall. Slap foul. Right of home, a ball and 2 strikes. So, we've been talking about the rain. It is held off to this point. We were getting a couple sprinkles just before 8 p.m. tonight. And at that point, we were really worried. 1-2 is low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Then maybe we wouldn't even get a game in at all. But this is an official game if we get through this inning and the Monarchs are still down. Ground ball over to short. Fielded by Simon. Throws across and just got Schwarzenberger by a step. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th inning. Back to the top with Caleb Balgard. Strikeout and a flyout for him today. Monarchs have been out hit 8-2, down on the scoreboard 8-3. 4 defensive miscues for the Monarchs, and boy, they've loomed large. Pitch from Tanner Hall is foul tipped into Dowdy. Painful one to wear, 0-1. And that's what has seemingly happened so much this season to the Monarchs. They've let some innings get out of hand. 0-1. And it's low for ball 1. They made a valiant comeback, but then ended up a little short on the scoreboard, and that's exactly what happened last night as well to them. Balgard with a foul ball, 1-2. Monarchs were up 2-1, allowed the 2 runs to come in on the RBI single by Jackson Shirley in the 7th inning. That tied the game at 2. And Balgard swings a fly ball deep left field. Spratling backing up. He's at the fence, and it will go foul. Just out of my viewing range. As Balgard was a little out in front of it. That would have been his 6th homer of the season. And at one point, he homered in 3 straight games for the Monarchs. Up and into that Grand Lake series. The Hamilton Joes series was a fine one for him and a fine one for the Monarchs. They got 2 victories. 1-2 from Hall. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Balgard is K'd for the 2nd time tonight by Tanner Hall. That brings up Will Prater. Will Prater with 2 groundouts to 2nd tonight, which is his position. Bottom of the 5th, 2 down. 8 for Lima, 3 for Lake Erie. Hall's ready, delivers. Another ground ball through the left side. It's picked up. An off-balance throw from Tyler Simon's going to come short of first base. Gets between the wickets of Beloso, but it's backed up nicely by the catcher Dowdy. Simon was trying to get the out. Infield single for the Monarchs. 3rd hit of the game. As Will Prater will reach. And bring up Alex Lambo. Line out, a walk, and a run scored tonight for Lambo. Monarchs down 5 in the 5th. Tanner Hall pitches. Skips in, ball 1. Locos 21-11 this year. Already more losses than they had all of last year. That last season under Brian Garman. And a liner right at short. Simon will take a couple steps up, haul it in. Out number 3. Monarchs get a 2-out infield single, but that's all. We are through 5 innings, and the Lima Locos have themselves an 8-3 advantage. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Through 5 at Flat Rock Field. Gabe Beloso takes a ball high, 1-0 from Brendan Lovell, who's still out there and grinding. Lima 8, Lake Erie 3. Kevin Peel here with you. Thanks for tuning in. Beloso looks at a ball inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Late start tonight at 8 p.m. due to the tournament that was played here this afternoon, although light rain was in the area all day. Beloso, fastball outside to him, 3-0. It was definitely raining in this area this morning around 11 a.m. So there were some good bouts of rain going through southeast Michigan and the downriver area. 3-0. High and away, ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Brendan Lovell.
The designated
Second
hitter,
walk for Lovell,
7,
and the
Brad
6th walk for
Croy,
the Lake Erie
number
Monarchs
7.
here tonight. Leadoff man on in the 6th for the Locos, who are lead it 8-3. Brad Croy, another plate appearance, double and 2 strikeouts for him tonight. Run scored as well. Croy will line one past the diving Prater into center field. Croy doesn't hold back. He likes to swing early in counts. Swings very aggressively and nails one past the diving Prater. Again, Lima with the first 2 men on to begin an inning. They did so in the 4th, the 3rd, got the leadoff man in the 2nd, and Diffley was the second batter of the 1st inning, and he is a solo homer. So they've just been peppering the bases. 9 hits through 5+. Lima 8, Lake Erie 3. Next man up is Tyler Simon. And Simon puts a big crack into a baseball and knocks it into center. Cade Beloso gets the stop sign. Throw comes in towards the mound. It's cut off by Slattery. Double figures in hits now, and a lot of solid contact against Brendan Lovell now.
The left fielder, number
2 straight line drives to center, and both of them were smoked. A walk and 2 singles. Lead off the 6th. Bases are loaded for Lima. First time they've loaded the bases tonight despite the 8-run total. So now Brendan Lovell taking a look towards the bullpen. Jake Goodrow and Brad Merritt out there with a conference on the mound. And we'll see if Lovell's appearance will come to an end. He's at 48 pitches right now as a new pitcher is trotting on. And we will have a new hurler. So we'll let you know who it is after this quick break. Bases loaded with Locos here in the 6th. Monarchs trailing by 5, 8-3. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Top of the 6th inning continues. Lima again threatening with the bats. Ahead 8-3 in the ball game. Series finale here between these two teams, and also the last time these two teams will meet in 2018. Nathan Haw, the new pitcher, 3rd pitcher of the night for the Monarchs. And Malik Spratling in the batter's box. Fouls away the first pitch, 0-1. What a night for Spratling out of the 6th hole. A single, a walk, a run scored, and a strikeout. 1 for 2 is Spratling. Infield in, at least at the corners. Spratling, another foul ball in the same exact spot, right over the first base on deck circle on a line, 0-2. So Slattery and Balgard playing in the cutouts, and the middle infield of Prater and Lambo hoping for the double play ball to get them 2. 0-2 by Spratling. Foul tipped in and out of the mid of Gaudreau. If he would have held on, that would have been strike 3. Instead, Nathan Haw will have to get another pitch here. 48 pitches for Lovell, 2 1/3 innings, faced 14, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed. Had a wild pitch and has allowed 2 runs so far. 0-2, low and away. Gaudreau just able to stop it from sailing. 1-2. Both those runs against Lovell came in the 4th, at least as of now. He could allow a total of 5. 1-2, Spratling liner, but right at second base. They'll throw to first to double off the base runner Tyler Simon. And a huge double play for the Monarchs. LO5 and a 5-3 double play.
The second baseman,
Or
number
4-3 double play, I should say.
Shirley, number
As Will
13.
Prater was able to make the catch. Runners still at second and third. Beloso at third and Croy at second. But there's 2 outs. Huge change in this inning. Now a ball gets away towards the first base side. And here comes Beloso to score on the wild pitch. 9-3. Second wild pitch of the game. And the Monarchs got a run on a wild pitch in their 3-run 4th. And now they give it back here with a wild pitch in the 6th inning. That run charged to Brendan Lovell. 1-0 on Jackson Shirley, who has a walk, a double, and a strikeout today. There's strike 1. 1-1. 2 down, 9-3 Lima. Shirley doesn't pull the trigger. Strike over the inside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. Almost minimizing the damage completely would be Nate Haw if he can get out of this. 1-2. Shirley with a pop-up to short right. Watson trickling in. Reaches up to make a grab, and that's the inning. So he almost got out of it unscathed, but a wild pitch does in Nathan Haw, allowing 1 run to come in. 3 came in the game against Brendan Lovell in total. Monarchs down 6 again, 9-3, middle of the 6th inning. In Flat Rock, you are listening to Monarchs Baseball. Robert Bell, the batter, to lead off the 6th inning. Tries to put down a bunt. Strike 1. Lima in front, 9-3 over the Monarchs. Bell, Dyke, Watson due up. Bell fouls one off to the right of home. No balls and 2 strikes. Robert Bell with a line out and a strikeout today. Pitch is high. Ball and 2 strikes on Robert Bell. Lights in full effect. Darkness has settled in on Flat Rock, Michigan. And no rain yet. Swing and a miss for Robert Bell. Strike 3. And Tanner Hall continues to mow down Monarchs hitters. He has at least one strikeout in each inning tonight. And he is up to 8 for the game. All-star, proving to be an all-star tonight. Andrew Dyke puts a sinky line drive, hit hard to Simon at short, picks it, backhanded play, and throws to first for the out. Boy, that was impressive. Hit hard. And Dyke hit it on the screws, but Tyler Simon, Johnny on the spot for the out. Simon had a couple mistakes in this season series against the Monarchs that at times have hurt his team, but he's making it, he's flashing the leather here tonight. Ball to Keegan Watson below the zone, 1-0. Single and a run scored for Watson today. Also drove in a run with that single in the fourth. And now he'll line one softly towards second. Gets down in front of Shirley. He has time and throws him out. Final out in a scoreless bottom of the sixth for the Lake Erie Monarchs. It takes just 7 pitches for Tanner Hall to get through that inning. That's huge. He's up to 93 on the night. We're through 6 in Flat Rock, 9-3 Lima on your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball, monarchsradio.com. Braden Dowdy leads off in the 7th inning against Nathan Haw and the Monarchs. 6-run advantage for Lima. Dowdy in on the right side against the right-handed hurler, Nathan Haw, who starts with a curveball of the knees. Strike one. Haw got the final 2 outs of the 6th, but allowed an inherited runner to score. Charged a level. 1 low and away. Ball and a strike. So both those runs against Lovell unearned in the 4th, and the run in the 6th was earned. 3 runs, 1 earned for Lovell tonight. 1-1. Outside corner strike at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes on Dowdy. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Struck out in the 3rd. Popped out in the 5th. 0 for 3 start for the 8-man in the order. 0-2 from Haw. Make it 1-2. Now it's 2-2. Slider outside. Lima looking for win number 22. 2-2 delivery. And a high fly ball hit to right field. Watson drifting towards the line, reaches up and hauls it in. Out number 1 in the top of the 7th inning. No raindrops as of yet, which we are fortunate for. Let's get this game in and then head home before the rain does hit. Going to be a washout tomorrow. And hence Saginaw and Lake Erie not even going to attempt to play. Line drive hit right at Watson. He'll make the catch. Hit hard by Castelblanco. He squared up that baseball. Just didn't find an alleyway. Bad break for Castelblanco, who's now 0 for 2 with 2 walks. But despite reaching base the first 3 times, Castelblanco hasn't scored one of the 9 Lima runs. They're ahead 9-3 in the 7th. Here's Anthony Amicangelo up for the 5th time today. Swinging right away, fly ball out of play to the right of home. No balls in a strike. Amicangelo 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, and 2 fielders' choices hit into. Also has a stolen base tonight and a run scored. Nathan Haw from the University of Toledo deals. Outside, ball to strike. From Anthony Wayne High School is Nathan Haw in White House, Ohio. A Northwest Ohio powerhouse. Fastball up in the zone. Called a strike, 1-2. They made the D1 championship game in the state of Ohio, did Anthony Wayne this year before falling in it. Hawes pitch and a fly ball scorched to center, backing up on it. Schwarzenberger still short of the track. He's got it. Out number 3. Nice inning for Nathan Haw, 1-2-3, and he does so in just 10 pitches. Stretch time here in Flat Rock. Monarchs down 9-3. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Cold breeze picking up here in Flat Rocks, bottom of the 7th inning. Monarchs down big, 9-3. Jake Goodrow, Casey Slattery, Zach Schwarzenberger up in the 7th, swing and a miss. 0-1. Tanner Hall approaching 100 pitches, and there's a man not quite warming in the bullpen, but one stretching. Pitch outside, a ball and a strike. Tanner Hall, we mentioned, has been great this year, but hasn't really pitched very long into games all too often. Blown away, 2-1. He's only thrown over 5 innings, over 5 1/3 innings, I should say, once this year. This is the 2nd time. Down and away to Goodrow, 3-1. 5 1/3 was his previous high against the Sugar Beets on July 10th. Outside of that complete game shutout against the Settlers. Goodrow just can't lay off a high heater. 3-2. Goodrow 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. Also grounded out to first, but got his 8th RBI of the season by grounding out. Monarchs got all 3 of their runs in the 4th. Swing and a miss. Goodrow is fooled by the off-speed pitch. 1 out, bottom half of the 7th. 9-3 Lima. If you are looking for the All-Star Game recap, in fact, you can head on over to the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League Baseball page. Just came over the wire. Strike 1 to Casey Slattery. Walking a strikeout for him tonight. Full story on how the South Division got themselves a 3-2 win. Another swing and a miss from Slattery, 0-2. You can find that at GLSCL. Monarchs just retweeted it on their Twitter page. If you didn't get the chance to follow it closely. 0-2's high and tight, 1-2. Tuesday night's All-Star festivities preceding the final 10-game stretch of the season for the Monarchs, with 7 of those games coming at home. 1-2, outside corner. Out is Casey Slattery via the strikeout for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 2. First 2 men go down quietly here in the 7th for the Monarchs. That brings up Zach Schwarzenberger. Single and a ground out for Zach tonight. Monarchs trailing 9-3 in the 7th. Schwarzenberger comes up swinging. Fouls one straight behind home in the air. No balls and a strike. 0-1 from Hall. Liner to left over Diffley's head, a base hit. So Zach Schwarzenberger picks up his second hit of the night. Only Monarch with multiple hits in the game. Tanner Hall at this point over 100 pitches at 105. And I think that's going to do it. Jared Gaynor going to come out and get his pitcher, it appears. A righty has been warming. And I think if Hall was going to try and get through this inning, then he's not happy right now. He's shaking his head. Jared Gaynor saying, I'm probably going to have to pull you because of pitch count here. You know just as much as anyone that Jared Gaynor wants to leave Tanner Hall in there to try and finish out this 7th inning, and he gets the chance. He gets the pat on the back. Jared telling him to go get that final out. He'll give him one more try, and he has had Caleb Balgard's numbers so far tonight. 9-3 game in the 7th. If you're Gaynor and the Locos, you know, you have a comfortable lead, but you just don't want to give this Monarchs team any more momentum. Balgard with a little inside outswing to second. Should be routine. It is. A pop-up caught by Jackson Shirley. And just one pitch later, Tanner Hall works his way through 7 innings, his second best start of the year tonight. Through 7 here in Flat Rock, 9-3 Lima. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Brendan Wetmore on for his second appearance of the season for the Monarchs here in the 8th, 9-3. Monarchs trailing it here at home. 5 more home games still to go after tonight's action for Lake Erie. Dealing with Michael Diffley is Brendan Wetmore. And a line drive to right, base hit. What a night for Michael Diffley. Hitting the baseball everywhere. Diffley had a solo homer in the first, an RBI 2-run triple in the second, reached on air in the fourth, popped out in the fifth, and now is singled here in the 8th. He is a double short of the cycle. It is Michael Diffley. We'll see if he has one more at bat, although not very likely, as we are in the 8th. Here's Cade Beloso. On base 3 times, 2 walks, a single, a run scored, and a fly out. The 3-hole, ball low. 1-0. So Nathan Haw throws 19 pitches, faces 5 batters. Wetmore's pitch is low, 2-0. 2 innings pitched for Haw. Had a wild pitch, all zeros the rest of the way. Allowed 1 inherited runner to score that was charged to Brendan Lovell. Look towards first, 2-0. High ball 3. 3-0. Just past the 2-hour mark of this ball game here tonight. No steady raindrops yet. All we had was some sprinkles here and there before the game. 3-0. Beloso airs one, shallow center. Lambo and Prater going out. Schwarzenberger coming in. It's by far Schwarzenberger's ball. He makes the catch. Back to first goes Michael Diffley. 1 down here in the 8th. 9-3 game. Monarchs will host the Grand Lake Mariners coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Muskegon Thursday and Friday. Saturday against Galleon, which is the start of a home-and-home series. Season finale for the Monarchs will be in Galleon next Sunday. Now another pop-up to center, hit by Brad Croy. Schwarzenberger charging in, and he'll make the two-handed catch. He was sprinting all the way to put it away. 2 outs in the 8th. Diffley still at first, and here's Tyler Simon. 6-run advantage for the Locos. After scoring 2 runs in each of the first 4 innings, they've scored just 1 run since that 4th inning as they bat in the 8th. Tyler Simon with a great night at the plate. Has a triple, 2 singles, and a sac fly. That's a nice night. 2 RBIs for Simon. And he hits a Baltimore chop up the middle. Prater fielding, throwing, and he got him by a half step. Nicely done by Will Prater. Off-balance throw, got his man. And a leadoff single is not capitalized on against Brendan Wetmore by the Lima Locos in their half of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th on the way, and it's 9-3, Lima leading. This is your home for Monarchs baseball. Bryson Finney, the new southpaw for the Lima Locos in the bottom of the 8th, dealing with Will Prater. Fastball outside, ball 1. Night is over for Tanner Hall. What a night he had. 1-0, ground ball up the middle. It'll be stopped by Shirley. Throw to first, and safe is Will Prater as the throw forced him off the bag. Infield single for Will Prater. That's his second hit of the night. It was going to be close anyway. Off-balance throw. Monarchs now with 5 hits in the game. They're down 9-3 though in the bottom of the 8th. And the next man up is Alex Lambo, cut and a miss for strike 1. Lambo with 2 lineouts, a walk, and a run scored tonight. Monarchs have a single hit in the 3rd through 5th innings and now the 7th and 8th innings. Ball outside, 1-1. And that's quite a problem when you're not able to string together hits. Just have not been able to do so tonight. And trailing as a consequence 9-3. 1-1. Lambo takes one outside, 2-1. Well, we've gotten reports the Tigers are at home for a series against the Boston Red Sox this weekend. Of course, Detroit just north of here, maybe 15 miles or so. Maybe a little more. 2-1, swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Prater safe with a stolen base. Pretty good tag put down by Simon, but it wasn't quite in time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They are dealing with a downpour north of here. We still are not dealing with anything here in Flat Rock, fortunately. 2-2. Outside, ball 3 to Lambo. Full count. For Will Prater, that's just his 2nd stolen base of the year. Has been successful both times. 3-2 from Bryson Finney. Swing and a miss. Lambo out on strikes, and Finney picks up the 11th Lima strikeout of the night. Let's reflect on Tanner Hall's numbers, who's in line for his 3rd win of the season. 7 innings, 107 pitches, 66 strikes. Faced 28, struck out 10, walked 3, permitted 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 wild pitch. And again, in line for the win. Bryson Finney trying to keep the score where it's at. Swing and a miss by Robert Bell to start off this at bat, 0-1. Bell with a line out and 2 Ks tonight. Still hitless. So with the Red Sox and Tigers being delayed, although it appears to be only temporary, the showers are scattered at this time. Fortunately, but those lines are going to be coming in here in the wee hours of the morning. Under the arms for ball 1 to Robert Bell. So I think we're going to get this game in just in the nick of time tonight before the rain really comes. Again, Saginaw and Lake Erie have already canceled, well, postponed tomorrow's game, which was supposed to be played at 1:30 in Saginaw. 1-1 is outside, 2-1. Would have been a bit of a tough turnaround for the Monarchs if they would have had to play tomorrow at that time, especially because they started a little later tonight due to the youth tournament that was scheduled to be played here at Flat Rock Community Fields, and then turn around and travel 2 hours north. 2-1, liner to left, getting down for a base hit. Prater's going to coast home from second. Now trying to advance to second is Bell. The throw's in front of him, and he's tagged out. Bell trying to turn a single into a double, thrown out for the second out here in the 8th. But Bell does get a single and an RBI. And so Robert Bell will drive in his 18th run of the year. The Monarchs down 9-4. But again, you know, that's a run that the Monarchs maybe think isn't too big of a deal because it's now a 5-run game. But Andrew Dyke swings and misses for strike 1. But those seem to be the types of plays the Monarchs have made this year, just not as heads up by Bell, and he was easily thrown out at second. Strike called on Dyke, 0-2. Andrew Dyke 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Inside, ball 1. They've let opposing rallies go on a little too long this year, especially against good teams like the Locos. Just can't do that. 1-2. Dyke, check swing, he wet, strike 3. He's out of there. Second strikeout for Bryson Finney here in the 8th inning. He allows 2 singles and a run to cross. Monarchs get one back, but are still down big. 9-4 on to the 9th here at Flat Rock Field. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Fifth pitcher of the night for the Lake Erie Monarchs. Top of the 9th inning, 9-4 game. Monarchs trail. And we'll see for the second time this season, Brandon Williams. Another Wayne State pitcher. The righty turns and fires. And a ground ball hit by Malik Spratling to third, eats up Balgard. And that will get into the outfield. E5 on Caleb Balgard. That ball was hit hard. Right at him. 5th error of the game. Hit hard, but right at the Monarchs, the third baseman. 5 errors now tonight for Lake Erie. And that will bring up Jackson Shirley. Walk, a double, K and a fly out for him. Ball outside, 1-0. Brandon Williams, the latest addition to the Monarchs roster, an upcoming junior from Wayne State, 6'3", 205 pounds, from Sterling Heights, Michigan. Trying to throw over there first is Spratling. Malik Spratling almost with a 2-hit night, but right at Balgard. 1-0. Inside, 2-ball count to Jackson Shirley. 7-man in the order. Braden Dowdy also will at least get cuts in this inning. Brandon Williams, that outing I'm referring to, was against the Xenia Scouts a week ago in a 12-2 win for the Monarchs, the opener of that set. Closer of that set, actually. 2-0 swing and a miss, 2-1. Monarchs swept the Scouts Thursday and Friday last week on the road, part of a road trip in which they started 3-1 and finished 4-2, but really didn't make up a ton of ground in the standings. 2-1, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Shirley. And that's why that slow start to the season hurt the Monarchs so much. They've won big a lot this year and also lost a lot of close games. And that is why they are 7 back of these Locos and most likely about to be 8 back after tonight. 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Full count on second baseman Jackson Shirley. What a coaching job by Jared Gaynor, though, to come in for a guy like Brian Garman, who was established, led Lima to a championship last year with a 30-11 record. 3-2. Aired out to left. Moving over is Dyke. Still coming, and the catch is made for out number 1. That ball hung up there a long time.
The catcher, number
Well,
6,
long enough for Dyke to
Brandon
creep under
Dowdy,
it and make the
number
catch.
6.
Spratling still at first. 1 down in the 9th. And here comes Braden Dowdy. Braden Dowdy 0 for 4 tonight. The only time he reached was on a fielder's choice in the second. He would score in that inning. The pitch. Curveball, strike 1. 0-1. So the Monarchs maybe going to struggle trying to get 2 games in this weekend against the Saginaw Sugar Beets with how wet the conditions are, or are expected to be. Ball outside, 1-1 on Dowdy. Lima Locos, in the meantime, will head home to Simmons Field for a doubleheader tomorrow against the Leprechauns. They play a 3-game series. 1-1. Low, 2-1. Leprechauns, I would think, have to at least get 2 in that series, if not all 3, to try and catch Saginaw Sugar Beets, who are playing just 2 this weekend. 2-1. And in on the hands, popped up. Investigating is Brandon Williams, but that ball will get foul. First base side over the dugout, 2-2. Locos and Leprechauns were canceled back on June 22nd at Siena Heights. And also back on June 9th. Line drive up the middle. It stopped, backhanded, flipped to second for 1, throw to first, and just safe is Braden Dowdy on the fielder's choice. Another hard-hit ground ball.
The center fielder,
Out is
1,
Spratling,
Mark
6'4". Nice
Castellanco,
flip from
number
Lambo
1.
to get the ball to Prater. And Prater, with the man bearing down on him, was able to sling a strong one over to first, but was a little late. 2 outs and a man at first from Mark Castelblanco. 9-man in the order. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. Castelblanco has walked twice, reached on error, stole 2 bases, and lined out his last time in the 7th. Castelblanco will call time. Yeah, taking a look at the Locos the rest of the way. They have that 3-game set at home this weekend, although just 1 more game. Foul tipped at home by Castelblanco, 0-2. 1 game next week, that's it. They play Tuesday through Sunday. Huge matchups. Muskegon Clippers up in Muskegon for 2 on Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, they then go to Canada to take on the number 2 seed Green Giants, who are trying to win the division and make sure they don't have to play in that play-in game. That's going to be a massive series, maybe the series of the year. And then the Locos and Mariners will play a home-and-home next weekend. Saturday's at Simmons Field in Lima. Sunday, Montgomery Field in Salina. Although those teams not separated by much distance, 0-2 high and away. Ball and 2 strikes. So they're doing the same thing as Lake Erie Galleon series by playing that home-and-home next weekend. It gets each of the teams at least one home game on the final weekend of the season. That's the cool thing about it. 1-2 from Williams. Curveball bounces in the dirt and will skip away from Jake Goudreau. That'll be a wild pitch. Third wild pitch of the night for the Monarchs. First for Williams. Haw and Lovell each had one. Deuces wild with a man at second. Top of the ninth. 9-4. Lima trying to add on to that lead. Big week for everyone ahead, although they've got to focus on getting these weekend games in first. 2-2, Castelblanco chases an outside heater, strike 3. Brandon Williams picks up a strikeout. He gets his first strikeout as a Lake Erie Monarch and works around a base runner or 2 in the ninth. Last chance for the Monarchs coming up in the bottom of the ninth, trailing 9-4. This is your home for Monarchs baseball. Ground ball. Not quite hit by Keegan Watson. The bottom of the ninth begins with a strike on a foul by Watson. 0-1. Keegan Watson, 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored tonight. Strike 2 to him. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Watson, Goudreau, and Slattery, the last hope for the Monarchs here in the bottom of the ninth, down 9-4, trying to avoid a sweep. In on the hands and popped a foul out of play, 0-2. Bryson Finney on for his second inning of work in relief of Tanner Hall. Gave up a run, but was able to sidestep most of the trouble. Pop up. We'll see if it stays in the field of play. Beloso near the fence. Now goes back towards the field, reaches out with his right hand, falling onto his backside, is able to make a catch in foul ground to get Keegan Watson out of there. Tough to track. The wind was also pushing it. It was hit very high up in the air, and the wind actually aided in keeping that ball in the field of play. First out here in the ninth. Bryson Finney making his 10th appearance for Lima, 1-1 record, 2.03 ERA. Also has a save this year, although this isn't a save situation. Ball low to Goudreau, 1-0. Goudreau 0 for 3 with an RBI groundout today. 2 starts as well for Finney. Strike. 1-1 on Goudreau. 17 strikeouts, 5 walks, 12 hits allowed. The pitch is a chop over Beloso's glove and into the outfield for a base hit. So Jake Goudreau will reach base for the first time tonight. Monarchs get hit number 7 of the game. Bottom of the 9th. Monarchs down 5, looking for a rally. Monarchs got multiple hits for the first time in an inning in the 8th, and they scored a run. Try and do that here. Pitch to Slattery. Fastball away, 1-0. Casey Slattery with a walk and 2 strikeouts here tonight. Taps home plate. Finney, another southpaw, working the pitch. And Slattery chops one hard into the dirt. Even count at a ball and a strike. We'll probably keep the post-game show pretty brief here tonight. Both the Locos will be trying to get out of town. We'll be trying to tear down before the rain comes here this evening. 1-1. And a line drive will stay in the field of play. Throw to second for 1. Throw on to first. Slattery is out. And that's the ball game. As Bryson Finney will get the final outs. A 5-4-3 sinking line drive double play ends the game here tonight. And the Monarchs fall by a final score of 9-4 here this evening. 9 runs on 10 on 11 hits. No errors for Lima. And the Locos left 10 men on base. The Monarchs here tonight with 4 runs on 7 hits, 5 errors. I think it might be 4 now, as one of those was changed to a hit. So 11 hits for Lima and just 4 errors for the Monarchs. 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors, and the Monarchs leave 5 men on the base paths tonight. Time of game is 2 hours and 28 minutes. As the game ended right at 10:30 here tonight, and the Monarchs fall by a final count of 9-4. So Lima will go on and play the Irish Hills Leprechauns in a 3-game home series, weather permitting. Coming up starting tomorrow, they'll play 2 beginning at 5 o'clock at Simmons Field. The Monarchs hit the road for what will be a doubleheader on Sunday against Saginaw, as long as the weather does cooperate. There will be no baseball tomorrow. Again, no baseball tomorrow. The game has been postponed to Sunday due to rain. So that is on tap as Brody Heil gets the loss tonight to fall to 1-4. Tanner Hall picks up the win to improve to 3-1 on the year. Lima is now 22-11. They are 8 games ahead of the Lake Erie Monarchs, and the Monarchs fall to 14-19, nearing their low water mark of the season. We'll take one final look at the Green Giants score here to see if there was an update. They were down big to Muskegon, and they ended up losing 14-0. That was a football score in Muskegon at Marsh Field tonight. So the Green Giants are now 2 games back of the Lima Locos, as that series against the Irish Hills Leprechauns will begin this weekend. 9-4 final score here from Flat Rock Field tonight in Flat Rock, Michigan. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am Kevin Peel saying good night from Flat Rock, Michigan. You have been listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com.